there everyone, it's Nicole aka Miss Writes Trends, and I'm doing a series of videos to show you how I do my makeup. So it's a tutorial slash get ready with me. The next step, I'm just gonna jump right on into it. The next step is gonna be concealing and contouring, and I'm also gonna throw in my blush step as well. This is the fun part. This is where we get dirty. All right. We good? I think I got everything. All right. So I start with my eyes first, as far as applying my concealer. I just use one pump. And if you're unaware, I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW40. So I just have a random brush that I use for concealer. I think it is a concealer brush. The ones that you apply it with, not the ones that you blend out with. So I put it all under my eye. Now what I do here is I measure it with my eyebrow and the bottom of my eye, the bottom eyelashes. Cheese and rice. All right, so you want to just draw a line going from one to the other, and that's it. Sauce. Because you don't want to, this is one of those things you don't want to do too many strokes around there because you don't want to mess up your makeup. And the same thing on the other side. Okay. So now that that's on there, just getting the excess off. All right, so now I'm going to apply the highlight for my cheekbones. So usually it's even. So just one line there and one line there. I know everyone just applies so much, and they do, but for me, I don't need a lot. And then obviously down the bridge of my nose. And this part I'm actually going to do a lot smaller than what I normally do. Just apply it here. And that's it. That's it for the highlight. So I start off with my cheeks first because you don't want to pick up concealer all over your face and then come here with all of it in your brush and apply it all right here, because this is a very small highlight. It's not supposed to be that big at all. Ta-da. And the brush that I'm using is the same brush that I used for my eyebrows. It's the e.l.f. concealer brush for blending. I do that as a guide. Just to make sure I'm hitting it right. Oh, my tummy's growling. Probably gonna have to have a snack before I go. Alright, that's better. It's a little bit more it's a little more what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think right now. It's a little more because I was putting it all over my forehead and I was noticing in pictures that it wasn't coming out very nice. So it's a little more conservative, for lack of better words. All right, so for my eyes, I actually start out on the outside first. And then work my way in. Oh my gosh. Sounds like there's a thunderstorm in my belly. This brush is pretty good with blending. I really don't like using the Beauty Blender because I don't know, it's just not all of what it's cracked out to be. To me, it's not a big deal. I like having this line here because it gives the illusion that your face is pulled back. I will soften it later on, but I want it to be very faint because, like I said, I like that illusion. The color looks completely different on camera. It looks super light. Alright, so all those light parts, what you want to do is you want to go in and use a powder to set them. I was trying to hold it in, I couldn't. So I'm using a translucent powder that I got from Walgreens by Airspun. Oh, hey-o. I spilled some. Okay. I usually take a brush to apply it, but I've recently been using a makeup pad to do it. And just apply it to all the light areas that you have. Because we are setting it. I find that when I skip this step, my concealer just tends to slide around all over my face. So, but at the same time, it doesn't completely prevent it from coming off. It sets it so where it's not moving around on your face. You're also taking out some of the oil too, so that's good. You know what you're saying, girl? That is some bright ass powder. Sometimes what I do is I let it sit for a little bit and I'll move on to the next step, which is applying my contour. There's nothing much to my contour. I contour my cheeks and my nose, and that's it. I don't do anything crazy. So I have a very chocolatey, dark chocolatey shade. It's so chocolatey, yes. I think it's called Foncé Deep. It's in number 65 from Sephora. It's a very rich, dark chocolate color. So what I do is I start from the temple. I mean, not temple, this is the temple. I start from the side of my cheek, like where my hair starts, and then I pull the color in. And then what you want to do is, you don't want to pucker your cheeks up, but what you want to do is tighten the cheek muscle, because you want to follow that line right underneath the cheek muscle. So that's what we're going to do. All right, and the same goes for the other side, honeys. All right, so I've done the contour on both sides. Now what I'm gonna do is take a complexion brush by e.l.f. and dust off the excess powder. Now if you feel like you've gotten a little lighter because of the powder, don't worry. You can always go back in with your foundation brush and just lighten it up a little, or not lighten it up, but blend it out a little bit more. Is what I do. Okay. All right. So we have to set our oh, sorry. We have to set our dark tone. So I have the same color in a foundation or powder, 65 in Sephora. And I'm just going to lightly brush that powder on top, just to set it, pull it into my cheeks a little bit. All right, and this brush is just a small taper brush that I'm using for my cheeks and contouring. All right, so that same brush with nothing on it, you're not gonna apply anything on it. I'm gonna take it and use the tip of it. So you're barely brushing, and I'm gonna brush down the bridge of my nose. See, nothing crazy at all. All right. That sound good? So to lighten this, all I do is I take my finger and I blend it in, because obviously you have foundation there. So yeah, I just try to fade it out a little bit. Not a lot though. And if you're still not satisfied, you can take your foundation brush and go over it a little bit in that area. All right, so moving on to cheeks, that's my last step. And this is one of my favorite products too. It's by CoverGirl. It's called Cheekers. It's in Plum Plush, number 117. And it has a very faint plum rosy feel to it, but it also has that shimmer that I would usually apply with a highlight or bronzer. So it's like a 2-in-1 to me. I love it though. So if you noticed, I always start my color on the outside and drag it in, because you want the blend to happen as you come down to your face. You don't want to concentrate your color on your face and then pull it out. I don't do that. I concentrate it out here, and that way this is the drama right here, and then it should fade out as it comes to your cheeks. And this is very faint. Like it would be really hard to use a lot of this because it doesn't go on very like, how do I say it? It doesn't go on very strong. It's very faint. And I love it. It's so pretty. And you want to pull that color, that blush, into your contour as well. Gosh, I'll be so happy when this cough is gone. It's not so much the cough, it's just the tickle of the... Never mind. I don't want to give TMI right now. Alright. So, if you notice, I have a natural beauty mark. It is natural. As you can see, it's right there underneath the layers of foundation and concealer and all that good stuff. So, what I do to bring it out is I take I have Maybelline Master Duo. This is actually the same shape of my mole. And then I take my L'Oreal eyeliner, and then I just dab some because it lasts all day and night. There. Ta-da! So that is what I do. I also have a beauty mark up here as well. I used to do that one, but I just stopped. I do this one now. And that's it. But I'm going to stop here. Can't believe it took that long to do that. Just those steps. But we are going to move on to the next step, is actually going back to my eyes. And I will explain everything in my next video. Until then.